Okay, Tomo, pick a hand. I giggle as I stop shuffling them. This way, neither of us would know what we were going to get, and it would be a surprise. I watched as Tomo flicks from left to right, thinking about which he would choose. Left. No. Yeah. I choose the left hand. With that, I pulled out the ice cream in my left hand from behind my back, revealing the caramel ice cream tub. Ta-da! Caramel it is then! We smile, putting the coffee tub back, placing the caramel in the basket. Oh yeah, we never actually picked the main meal. I just kind of moved on from that girl. Let's go back and pick. Hey, no wait, I have an idea. Doing as Tomo says, I stay where I was and watched as he made his way over to the previous section. About a minute or so passes and Tomo finally comes back with the ready meal in his hands. Sada, he says sweetly as he holds it out for me to see. I was impressed. It was my favorite ready meal. Oh wow! How do you know I like this the most? Or did you pick a random one? I gave it some thought and picked which I thought you'd like. Nodding with a smile, I take it from him and place it on the basket. We were now finished, so made our way to pay.
We were on our way home, talking casual conversation as we made our way back down the streets, holding a bag each, equal and weightish. Thank you for coming with me. I don't usually like going on my own. Tomo stops and turns to face me with a somewhat confused expression. Why don't you like going on your own? I was silent for a few seconds, thinking about what I should say to him, whether to tell him the real reason, or just say I don't want to talk about it. When my parents were alive, I went shopping with them once, and someone tried to steal my mother's purse. My dad got it back, but he suffered several punches and bruises from the thief. I guess I was just scared that I may get mugged with no one to help me. Taking Toby's point of view, I watch as she tells her reason behind her fear of shopping alone. Her expression was so saddening. I hated seeing that look on her face. I didn't want to see it again. Mel, you don't need to be fearful anymore. I will be here to protect you. I don't know what was happening to me. I shouldn't be feeling this way towards her. She was on my mission list. She should have been dead, and 6 foot in dirt ages ago, or perhaps rotting on a cold floor in an abandoned experiment facility. Tomo, thank you. Before I could reply, Mel had wrapped her arms around my waist and buried her head against my upper chest near my neck, in a warm, close embrace. It felt nice, so much so I almost instantly hugged her back. A few seconds passed and I tried to pull away, but her grip tightens, causing me to stay in that position. Mel? Just stay like this a little longer, she asks. I couldn't say no. Her voice sounded so innocent and vulnerable. Okay, I reply, turning her head up to look at me. She smiles, her perfect cheeks plumping as the corners of her mouth rises up. As I stare into her beautiful eyes, I don't know what came over me. Before I knew what I was doing, I had let my head down and placed my lips upon hers. They were so soft, so warm. I didn't want to part, but I had to remember what I was, who I was. Pulling away, she blushes and switches her gaze elsewhere. Sorry, oh, no, it's fine. I don't know what came over. Before I had time to finish, she had interrupted me by shushing my with her lips, kissing me back for an extra few seconds. This time, she pulls away first, also releasing me from the embrace. No words were spoken, only awkward, shy smiles were exchanged as we continued our way back to the house. Reader's point of view. Larissa, Tomo, and I all put away the shopping and carry on with our day. Tomo heads upstairs, and of course, Larissa bugs me for details of what happened. So, how'd it go? She smiles as she puts away the last item, the tub of ice cream. Anything interesting? I paused for a moment. I wasn't sure to tell her about the kiss. She may have pushed too far, and I may regret telling her, but at the same time, I felt so excited and almost in a rush to tell her. You could say something interesting occurred. I ramble as I make my way to the sofa. Larissa runs after me, grabbing my arms and yanking me down onto the seat, crossing her legs, facing me straight on, forcing me to look at her. Tell me everything. I need details. I chuckle to her enthusiasm, watching as her mouth hangs ajar, preparing for the news. Well, on my way home, we may have what? Well, if you'd let me finish, I could tell you. Sorry, I'm just so excited to hear. We both laughed together before resetting ourselves to get more comfortable. We may have kissed. Silence. I watch as Larissa's face begins to light up brighter and brighter as a large smile forms on her features, her cheeks almost stretching up to her eyeballs. Oh my god! She squeals like a schoolgirl meeting her favorite band, bouncing up and down on the spot, and she shakes my shoulders. Mel, that's amazing! How was it? Who kissed first? Was it him? Did you kiss back? How long did it last? Did he like it? Did you like it? Larissa bombarded me with so many questions, I felt like my mind was going to explode, so I simply stand up and answer them all at once, just how she asked them. Good. He did. Yes, it was. Yes, I did. A few seconds. I hope so. I did. With that, I gasped for breath before making my way upstairs. Wait, what? Hey, wait, I'm not finished. I'm finished, and I'm going for a bath. Take Toby's point of view. I watch angrily as Ben appears on my TV, reading a list of names from my missing list. Toby, as well as all these, Slender wants to talk with you. He has no idea you're here. Only I do. Slender will kill you and me if he finds out. He's getting angrier by the second that your list isn't being completed. I'll find some help with a few of the names, but some you'll just have to deal with yourself. You need to come back, even for just a short while. The longer you stay gone, the more you may lose your edge. Ben, I'm not losing my edge. Then come back and prove it. Complete the list. Sighing irritatedly, I tell Ben that I'll be over in half an hour. But what I needed to decide was, do I tell Mel I'm leaving for a bit, or do I just leave and hope she won't notice? I should just leave without telling. If I tell her I'm leaving, she may question where and why I'm going, and I can't think of any excuses. Making my way to the window, I quietly open it and climb into the tree branch, which happened to be in reach and thick enough to support my weight. Climbing down carefully, I quickly make my way into the woods, back to Slender's mansion. Taking a deep breath, I open the door to which hell may be unleashed. Stepping into the mansion, I'm greeted by a tall Slender, relieved-looking Ben, an angry-looking Jeff, and excited-looking Clockwork. The first to approach me were Clockwork and Jeff. Clockwork runs to me, swinging her arms around my neck, yanking me all around as she hugs me, more like torment or torture. Toby, you're finally home! Where have you been? I was worried, baby. I missed my little toaster. Not long after Clockwork's disgusting greeting, Jeff comes to me and punches me directly in the face, on the cheek just above my scar. You asshole! Where the fuck have you been? Your psycho girlfriend Clocky wouldn't stop bugging me about where you were. Annoyed and now with a sore face, I pushed Clockwork off of me, removing her latched arms from around me. First of all, she's not my girlfriend. Second of all, that's enough. Before I could finish my rant, Slender interrupted me, causing me to stop. Jeff, Clockwork, Ben, go to your rooms. I must talk with Toby. Alone. Following his orders, all three of them head off into their own directions. Jeff scoffing and huffing. Ben just poofs and Clockwork whined like a child, but eventually they all left. My office now. With that, he teleports away, leaving me to make my own way there, but it wouldn't take me long. Once I reach his office, I don't bother to knock. He was expecting me anyway. Once inside, I'm greeted by Bloody Painter as he stands next to Slender's desk, leaning against his bookshelf, fiddling a blood-coated paintbrush between his gloved fingers. Why is he here? I question as I make my way over to Slender. Even sat down, he was huge. You are no longer trusted alone outside the mansion walls. You disappeared without a word for months. No missions completed or attempted. The notes hadn't even been touched. From now on, Painter will accompany you wherever you go, whether that's inside the mansion, outside, or during missions. This was bad. If I have to be followed by Bloody Painter wherever I go, I won't be able to see Mel. This was bad. You can't do that. I forbid to allow this painting freak to accompany me. You will have no choice in the matter. Painter will accompany you or you will be punished severely, without aid or medical help afterwards. You will be left to die alone. This isn't fair. I found a home outside the mansion. I'll complete the list, move out, and continue to complete my missions from there. There was a silence that was quickly broken by Bloody Painter speaking up. I have an idea. Slender, it seems Toby here has lost an insane killing touch. So, for the next couple of days, I'll train him, get his missions complete, with extras, getting that rich, pure psychopath nature back into him. What? No! You can't! If Bloody Painter trains me, and I become insane again, I'll never see Mel. And if I do, I'll be scared of what I may do when I see her. I don't want to hurt her. Slender, you can't! Enough, Toby. Painter, you have a week to train Toby and complete his mission list. Slender, please don't! Before I could plead my case, Slender teleports out of the room, leaving me alone with a chuckling Bloody Painter as he watches me through his mask. I lay on my old bed inside the mansion, Clockwork fast asleep on her bed. I forgot she was my roommate. I was exhausted. Bloody Painter had been training me all day. My mission list was complete within 3 hours. 18 people ticked off. Though, it should have been 19, but I removed the name that was at the bottom, mainly because Mel's name was at the bottom, as I couldn't harm her. Why am I like this? I'm a killer, for fuck's sake. Why should I care for her well-being? I began to grow agitated as I lay doing nothing. I had to see Mel, either to warn her or to tell her I'm going away for a while, or tell her everything is fine. What do I do? Sitting up, I quietly make my way to the bedroom door, being sure not to wake Clockwork. Luckily, she seemed to be a heavy sleeper. Leaving the room, I carefully closed the door, being sure not to make a sound. If I remember correctly, Eyeless Jack or Laughing Jack sometimes monitor the halls, either together or taking turns, so I had to watch out. Eyeless Jack was usually okay with me, but not when Slender's involved, and as for Laughing Jack, he wouldn't hesitate to bring me in. I quietly make my way down through the halls until I'm stopped by a voice behind me. Toby? The voice sounded somewhat confused, so I knew it wasn't Eyeless Jack or Laughing Jack. Turning around, I sigh of relief when a friendly, familiar face is revealed. Oh, Keichiko, thank God it's you. He approaches me quietly as the dark surrounds us in the empty hallway. It's been a while. Yes, it has. I had to remember that Keichiko faces a language barrier due to being originally Japanese, so most of the time his responses are very limited. Most of the time. You're leaving again? I sigh, placing my arm on his shoulder. Of course, he doesn't flinch or shift stance, but I needed to get my point across emotionally. I'm sorry, Keichiko. I have to leave. I met someone. I must see her. Please, don't tell anyone, including Slender. Please. Okay, Toby. He nods, tapping his shoulder. I run as quietly as possible to the front door, exiting and not looking back, making my way to Mel. Reader's point of view. I had been in the bath for hours. Must have been at least 4, going on 5. I know it's bad to do that, but it was just so warm and calming. I didn't want to get out. As I lay in the warm water, a knock rings through my ears as someone bangs on the bathroom door. You still alive in there? Of course, it was Larissa. Yes, Lyric, I'm alive. Good. Close the bath curtain. I need to come in and cut my toenails. Grunting, I pull across the curtain and call for Larissa to enter. Once inside, she closes the door and heads to the shelf, taking the nail clippers and sitting on the toilet seat, with her foot hanging over the edge as she clips her toenails. How's the bath going? How's the nail clipping going? Funny. Don't worry, I'll be out in a second. It's fine, Lyric. Take your time. I'm not going anywhere soon. The sound of metal crashing against the metal stops as Larissa pauses her toenail cutting, sighing and swapping her feet. Mel, you can't stay in there forever. You'll shrivel up like a raisin. I couldn't help but giggle. Larissa always had the weirdest yet true crap. Too late for that. My fingers are like prunes. This time, it was Larissa who laughs as she stands and puts the clippers away. All right, Mel. Think about coming out soon. Or shall I say, Agnes, darling. Don't forget to drain the tub, and don't forget your hip when standing up. Do you hear me? That's a good girl. She mocks in the tone of an 80-century-old woman who could also be in her 80s. We both laugh as she exits the bathroom. Taking Larissa's advice, I stand out of the bath and pull the plug, waiting for it to drain before grabbing my towel and wrapping it around my hair. Rubbing it thoroughly, placing it inside the washing basket, and grabbing another towel to wrap around my body over to cover my chest, down to around my thighs. Just enough to cover everything. Though I needed new ones as they were getting short. Every time I bend down, the full moon rises, if you get what I mean.